If you want to see tons of more underrated anime recommendations with a section of why you should watch it, make sure to check out my blog, cravetheanime.com, link in the description. With the romance genre and anime so oversaturated with your typical high school rom-com, it kind of gets boring, so that's why we're here to give you a breather and add a bit of fantasy into your life. Take a look at the top 10 best Reincarnation romance anime of all time. Number 10, why Rayliana ended up at the Duke's mansion.
Rayliana.
なあ。
冬が訪れているとも知らず、外で遊んで風邪をひいたって。
誰がそんなこと言ったんですか？
みんなだ。
Starting off our list is actually more of a question than a title. Why Rayliana ended up at the Duke's mansion is all about, well, Rayliana. She used to be Park Inua, but was transported to her favorite novel as the villainess, and now she starts to make a plan on how she can survive. One way was to get closer to the Duke, the protagonist of the novel, but it might not be as easy as she initially thought.
あなたが優しく思えてしまって。おかしい？
そんな風に思ってくれているとは知らなかったな。
You probably never heard of it, but you might be surprised at how good the romance is. It has that classic fairy tale vibe to the point where the music is just a banger. There's a hint of a reverse harem to it as well, so if you're into shows like Ouran High School Host Club, you'll like this series a lot. Number 9, Tear Moon Empire.
いや、別に構わないよ。君はとても美しいから。
ありがとうございます、ハベル王子。ドレスのこと何も言わないでくれるなんて。
This might sound like a Gundam spin-off, but trust me, it's not. Tear Moon Empire follows our girl Mia, the selfish princess who got executed only for her to be reincarnated into her younger self. Now that she has a second chance, she tries her best to restore the empire to its rightful glory and change her really gruesome fate. What happened to her is what should have happened to Malty in Shield Hero.
初めてでしたのよ。同年代の殿方に公女としてではなく女の子として優しくしてもらったのは。あなたはとても素敵な方ですわ。
So first thing you have to know is that what makes this show good is the fact that we already know what's going to happen if Mia messes up. I mean, she's clearly traumatized. We actually feel that her life is in danger. Other than that, the comedy is just top notch, even if it does seem a little dark at times. Give it a watch and you'll be surprised how good it is. Number 8, the most heretical last boss queen.
プライド。
This is the second villainous anime on this list, but is it the last? Well, Pride Royal Ivy was just a fan of the game, our Ray of Light, and now she was reincarnated as the princess inside it. Her character has already done some completely insane stuff, and now she does her best to not only fix her reputation, but protect her nation and family.
あなたもあなたのお母様のいるこの国もみんなが笑っていられるようにする。私の命ある限り。
Most villainous series start from the beginning of the game, but here she's already done it, which adds a lot of spice into the mix. Not only the entire plot is kinda slow paced, it focuses more on world building and character growth, which is kinda rare nowadays in romance anime. The MC is actually really smart and strong, which is kinda refreshing from the usual carry me in your arms girls we usually get. Number 7, I'm in love with the villainess.
クワッドキャスターなのですから。まるで我がことのように誇らしげなクレア様。かわいい。
ちょっと聞いてますの？
はい、好きです。
聞いてませんわね。
Why are we listing down so many villainous anime? Well, it's the only romance subgenre that has a lot of reincarnations. Still though, I'm in love with the villainess is actually quite different from the others. You see, our girl is the heroine, and instead of trying to defeat the villainess, she tries to make Claire fall in love with her instead. It might not be as easy as she thought because Claire is a tough nut to crack.
っていうか、今はセイン様のことが好きなんじゃないんですか、クレア様。
こぼれているぞ。
Yuri fans, rejoice, because there is finally something here for you. This series has a completely different take on the subgenre, and I'm all for it. The villainess and the heroine also kind of switch roles because our main girl is just totally a stalker to the point the villainess gets uncomfortable. It's really funny to watch, and on top of that, we get the usual drama and rom-com anime. Number 6, Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on tsundere villainess Lisolette.
なるほど、そこは。
リーゼロッテ様。
Hey, don't worry about me adding too much villainous anime here. I know you're just about to write that comment down, but chill and hear me out. In this series, they are sort of reincarnated because they influence the entire Otame game as gods as they try to give some godly wisdom to save the villainess from her destiny.
いくらリーゼロッテが私の婚約者だとはいえ、いや、しかし神のご指示だ。従わなければ。婚約者なら接吻くらいは。
Yep, every villain of this anime has a completely different concept, which is why it's so interesting to watch them. But this one might be the most unique because they're technically isekai to the game, but not literally, if you know what I mean. You also get double the romance because not only are the novel characters in love, but our main leads, or the gods, are too. They execute the concept really well, and the storyline is enjoyable from the beginning to the end. Number 5, the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody.
あなたは本当に素敵な方だ。だから自信を持ちなさい。
ありがとうございます。ほんのちょっとだけ自分を好きになれそうです。
Finally, enough of the villainous anime because now we have demon lords. Well, he was in his previous life, but now that he's reincarnated, he just wants to be a human. But he's so unlucky, or lucky, to the point that even if he weakened himself, he's still OP. This reckless decision might just also come back and bite him in the butt.
私がおすすめですよ。私も。いえ、私が。
ドリンクをお願いします。オレンジジュースを一つ。
This series is basically a more toned-down version of The Misfit of Demon King Academy, and it focuses more on the relationships of the characters rather than the MC's overpoweredness. Most characters are also pretty likable and have some substance compared to most harem isekai shows. You also don't usually see series with the same plot points as the one, because when do you ever get to meet a great demon lord who just wants to be a nobody? Number 4, Searching for the Full Moon.
私本当に16歳なんだ。ありがとう死神さん。本当にありがとう。
ちょっとタクトから離れなさいよ。
満足か？
If it doesn't have the word villainous, it has the word moon. That's what I've been noticing, but anyway, in Searching for the Full Moon, the girl who was supposed to be the last person that sings because she has throat cancer wants to be a singer, but that's when two Shinigami help her. She does this so she can fulfill her promise to the one she loves the most.
本当にありがとうございました。
あ、いいってことよ。ところでよ、お前がオーディションで歌ったあの曲。
Unlike the other entries on this list, this anime was released way back in 2002, so it has that early 2000s style. But if you look past that, it's actually a really good show, even if the MC's condition is kind of funny. Honestly, though, it has one of the best stories there is, and the reincarnation part comes when she's turned back into a 16-year-old girl. Since it also involves a lot of singing, you already know the music is good. Number 3, I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss.
抱きしめていいか。
ふざけるのも大概にしてください。
Here we go again, another villainous series, but hey, they're good, that's why they're here. We've had Yuri villainous, Goddess villainous, and now we have Taming the Final Boss villainous. Here our girl Eileen just realized that she was actually a reincarnation, and now that she has some knowledge of what's going to happen to her, she tries to marry the Demon King, but it doesn't go so well.
なぜアヒルなんだ。
ドレスはこれよとのご命令でしたが、顔は指定されていませんわよね。
We're talking about animation, it's pretty solid compared to the other shows in the series. It also has Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun vibes, which add to the overall atmosphere. It's great to see that there are actually 2 villains in the series, not just one. But if you stick until the end, you'll be amazed at how just one season they managed to make you satisfied. So give it a watch. Number 2, Trapped in a Dating Sim.
すべすべだな、オリビア。
アンジェリカさんこそ髪も肌もツルツルじゃないですか。
何この幸せ空間。
Forget about demon lords and villainesses. Now it's time for a true gamer to step onto the stage and take the entire spotlight. Our boy Leon was just an ordinary guy who was blackmailed into beating a dating game that led to his death. That's when he was reincarnated not as the villain or the demon king, but just as a mob character. And now he has to fight in a society that's totally not with him.
暇なら付き合え。
評判のいいクレープ屋さんがあるんですよ。
ほら行くぞ。
早く早く。
Trapped in a dating sim literally doesn't take itself seriously because when do you get to see Gundams in an otame game? Well, because of that, it's really hilarious to watch, and as you know, these kinds of anime always have a harem. Every episode is just mayhem, and you won't actually get bored. Just don't go expecting it's gonna be Jujutsu Kaisen because you'll actually like it. Number 1, Inu X Boku SS.
はい。
コーンポタージュが飲みたいな。
Now, this one's a classic. Every hardcore romance fan knows Inu X Boku SS, but in case you didn't, it's all about our girl Riichiro, who's a girl who's struggling to make friends because everything she says is sharp. That's when she moves houses and meets a bunch of crazy characters, including her secret service agent that's as protective as a stalker on a Sunday afternoon.
どうした？もしやコーヒーが苦手とか？
いえ、リリチオ様を思うあまり呼吸すらままならなく。
リアルにハーハーしてたのか。
Where's the reincarnated part? Well, it's gonna go into spoiler territory, so I'd rather not say. However, what I can say is that Inu X Boku SS is more of a character-driven series. Most of the episodes show us the character interactions, and it's just as enjoyable as normal episodes in other series. From the production quality, to the catchy OST, and the sweet, sweet romance that I really don't want to spoil, we have to put Inu X Boku SS as number 1 in our list of the top 10 best reincarnation romance anime.